Hi everyone, welcome to Kinda Cool Games. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a top-down shooter game. And most of the tutorials I've seen on these are really simple. Um, I'm going to be showing you how to make a top-down shooter game um, with a lot of screen shake and even enemies. Hopefully you do enjoy the video. If you do, please consider subscribing. Um, uh, this is my first video, so uh, hello. So we've got a character right here. He has basic idle animation or basic wobbly walking animation. Let's get started by teaching how to do up-down movement. So if we bring our player into our scene right here, we're going to put that right there. If we go to new scene events, we can add a new event, and this is going to be the start of our player walking. So if we add a condition, we put key is pressed, and we'll start with the right. So if the D key is pressed, player, um, add a force, and on the x-axis we're gonna do probably 700. We're gonna make him a little bit speedy. This is a shooter game, so we're probably going to need it to be speedy. On the x-axis, just leave the y-axis blank because we aren't going up. We're only going to the right, so we're going to put 700. Boom. If we play our scene, um, our character will now move, as you can see. All right, nice. Uh, now, if we copy and paste that, we change the D key to the A key so we can move left. And we change 700 to negative 700, then he'll go left and right. So now if we click the D key, he goes right. If we click the A key, he goes left. Boom, we've got our basic right and left movement. So let's paste it again. This time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go W key, and we're going to double click this. Instead of putting it in the x-axis, we're going to put it in the y-axis because he's moving upwards. Put negative 700 so that he moves up. And if we play our scene, he can now move up. The last thing we need to do is copy and paste that again one last time. And we're going to put S key so he can move down. Instead of negative, we're going to make it a positive. So this is a pretty simple movement. It basically just adds a force to the character in each direction when you click a key. So not that hard. So we're going to create a new event, and we are going to click player. When object is stopped, we're going to do player change animation set to 0. Alright, so now we have when it's idle. And now if we do this and we click invert condition, so instead of being check if object is not moving, it will be checking if it is moving. So then we'll just change the animation. We'll set that to 1, which is our walking animation. And as you can see, when we walk, it plays the little movement animation, and then whenever we stop, it stops. Wiggles a little bit, and it's all going good. Alright, now we got the basic character movement. Now we're going to get started with the shooting mechanics. So if we go over to our Project Manager tab, and we go to Functions and Behaviors and search new function, Gdevelop comes with a lot of extra functions that you can use. So it's pretty easy to get a hold of these things. Just click search for new extension. What we're going to be installing in this one is Camera Shake. We'll install that. And we are also going to be installing Fire Bullets. Now this is a simple way to get a good feel to your game. Alright, so if we go to Behaviors, we're going to click Add Behavior. We're going to click Fire Bullet. Now we'll click Apply. Now it's time to make the bullet. You can make the bullet anything you like. I'm going to make this bullet probably 16 by 16, and I'm going to make it yellow so that you can see when it shoots. So what we're going to do, just so we can see the bullet, we're going to change our properties, and we're going to go to background color, and we're going to change the background to probably a dark gray so that we can see everything. And now if we go to new scene, we go to add a new event, we click mouse. When mouse is pressed or held, we'll go left primary. You can always change this. We're going to go to player, and we're going to go fire a bullet. Alright, next we're going to add a new object, sprite, add an animation. What we're going to do is we're going to add like a little scope. So I already have a scope in this project folder, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to call it scope. And what that's going to do is when you're aiming at an enemy, it'll just help it look a little bit better. So if we bring the scope in, we put it up like this, looking pretty good. Click new event, and we'll put scope, put object, or sorry, we'll go to actions, we'll go to this, and we'll go to put object around another position. I'm going to make it mouse X for the X position, and for the Y position, we're going to do mouse Y. And what this will do is whenever we click play, now the scope is now following the mouse wherever the mouse goes. But we kind of want to hide the mouse. So what we're going to do is we're going to click add action and hide. Or we're going to hide the scope. No, not the scope. So what we're going to do is we're going to click add action. We're going to click hide. And we're going to click hide the cursor. So when we click OK and play the scene again, it hides the cursor and all you can see is the target or the scope, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make our player be able to shoot bullets. So first thing we got to do is when we got to go mouse. When mouse's button is pressed or held, we'll click left primary. So we'll click that. Add an action. We're going to go to player where we added the behavior of fire a bullet. Instead of going to here, we're going to click fire bullet towards a position. So we're to create the bullet, player dot x. So we'll go to the player's x, and then player's y. So this is where it's going to create the bullet, and we've already got our yellow bullet right there. And then where it's going to go to is it's going to go to wherever the scope is. Scope x and scope y. Speed for the bullet, we're probably going to make that around 1,000. We want it to go pretty fast. Now go to the condition and add trigger once, so that we only trigger it once instead of rapid fire. Boom, we've got a little tiny camera shake. Boom, 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 boom. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a lerp function. So basically if we click lerp, and then we go camera X, because we want it to be on the X position. Now we've got our camera in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put player X, and we're now is the part that really matters for the rest of this. So what we're going to do, so we're going to put a little, we're going to put a comma, right? 0.03 and then close it off. So what this does is really how fast the camera is going to move to your character. I'm going to change this to 7 because I want the camera to move to our character really fast. So if we click OK, we click our play button. As you can see, we have a little bit of lerp, and the camera follows the player, and then when we shoot, it seems a little bit more impactful. We will do this with our Y as well. So if we copy this and we go to Y, and we change everything just to Y, it doesn't take too long. Boom. So we have it on our Y-axis as well. Now we have lerp, smooth camera movement on everything. So now let's add some enemies and some obstacles. So if we click add sprite, we're going to add an animation. And what we will do with the tree, we'll probably make that about this size. We'll copy and paste it a little bit, because what this is going to do is it's going to make our camera shake a little bit more impactful, because it's going to shoot a lot more of these other objects. Alright, so we're going to add a zombie into our game. So let's get the zombie and open it up. Add animation. Let's add the zombie into here. The zombie doesn't do very much. It really just stands there and does nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a little bit of AI. Not too complicated, but we are going to give it a little bit of AI. So when zombie, we go down here, distance between two objects. We'll make this between player and the distance, maybe 500. So that's pretty good distance. Now to make the zombie move towards the character, we're going to click add action, zombie, and then add a force towards an object. We're going to make that object the player. Speeds per second, we're probably going to make that maybe about 500. We want to make it a little bit slower than the player. Instant, okay. So now that we've got this, we go click play at our scene. Now the zombie is going to follow us until we get far enough away, then it just stops following us. And let's add a shooting for the zombie. So if we click add condition, click bullet, and when we make it, when it has a collision into the zombie, then all we have to do really is we gotta delete the zombie. And now we got our zombie, and then when we shoot him, he dies. So that's pretty much a basic tutorial on how to do a top-down shooter. You can replace any of these with your own enemies or characters. It's pretty simple to make these things, and level design is pretty simple. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, and I will see you guys later.